listeners, and welcome once again to another edition of our literary program. As we continue to bring young minds into focus, as we have always said, that there are plenty of young talents in different schools and different educational institutions waiting to be recognized, waiting for a platform. And Doordarshan Shillong has always endeavored to give such young talents a platform where they not only come to speak about themselves, but they also showcase their talents. Of course, they are students. They study their academic subjects. But then there are plenty out there who are also into other activities, other skills and other co-curricular activities. And today we are gathered here in our literary program with three such young minds, and we bring them forward to you. Let me go ahead and introduce them. To my extreme left, we have Shifa Tasmeen. She is, of course, a literature background student from the 5th semester of St. Anthony's College. We are also being joined by S. Armando Malnyang. He's also a 5th semester student of the same college. And yes, beside me is Aurini Barua. And she's a 3rd semester young student of the same college and from the same department. So hi there, guys. Very, very warm welcome to each one of you to this program.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
All right, it's nice to have you because, as I said in the beginning, we have always endeavored to bring young people like you. I know you all are good in your studies, but you're also good in other activities. So Shifa, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello everyone, this is Shifa Tasneem. I hail from Assam. I'm a final year graduation student from St. Anthony's College from the Department of English. I have always engaged in poetics. I started writing poetry while I was in standard 2nd. I wrote my first poem for my brother when he met with an accident. It was me in standard 2, and that was my first ever poem, and then I loved the world of literature and imagination, and that is what made me try for it more, and I started writing ever since then. I wrote for newspaper, the daily Assam Tribune for Assam. I wrote it there. We had this also supplementary paper in the Assam Tribune, the Planet Young. I wrote for it as well. And after coming to Shillong, I wrote for my college magazine and stuff.
So that's how your journey actually began, right?
Yeah.
From childhood. Class 2, you said?
Yeah, class 2.
Okay. All right, let's come to Arman. How did it all begin with you? To introduce yourself a little bit more for us.
Okay, my name is Armando Malnya, and I'm also a 5th semester English student of St. Anthony's College. And the best form of literature for me is poetry, as it gives me a platform to express my views. Like on certain days, whether it's filled with depression or happiness, poetry always gives me a form to express myself. Like I don't have to share it with anyone else, but yeah, I can write it, put it down in writing. And the biggest moment for me came when I was in class 5. Actually, it was a program organized by Prasar Bharati in collaboration with KHADC.
Okay.
So it was inter-school poetry competition, self-composed competition regarding the Omkara River. So I just gave it a shot, and I actually came first.
Wow.
That was the biggest win, and that was like before that I tried writing poetries, but it was merely just to engage it as a hobby, nothing else. But after that, I had more ambition within me. I saw that there is more to it that I can get. There's something to it. So I started writing poetries, and I fell in love with literature, and it led me to scoring huge marks in literature. I may not be good in any other subjects, but literature has always been my strong point.
Right.
And so after my 10th, I went for arts, and after my 12th, when it was time to decide which honors I'd go for, I went for English. And yes, ever since I've been getting many platforms, like in the form of different poetry competitions and different like what can I say, like programs to just read poetries.
Okay.
Like All India Radio has given me a chance as well. So yeah, I'm thankful for the opportunities I get, and I'm also thankful for this opportunity I gotten today.
Wonderful, wonderful to know that. Aman, I'm sure that you have a wonderful future ahead of you. Tell us about yourself, Aurini. What does your name itself mean? It's different.
Yeah, actually, Aurini is an Assamese name. It has an Assamese meaning. Actually, Rin in Assamese means to seek help. So Aurini means not seeking help in front of anyone.
Okay.
So
like,
being
independent.
dependent.
Okay.
Sorry, independent. Yeah,
Exactly. You are not dependent on it.
Independent.
Tell us a
not
little bit
dependent
about
on it.
yourself. Yes.
So my name is Aurini Barua, and I'm from Assam. So I'm pursuing my studies in St. Anthony's College. I'm in 3rd SEM, English department. So though I'm a student of English literature, I find my passion lies more in dance.
Okay.
So I'm more into dance than writing poems or stories.
You're more into cultural activities.
Yeah,
into dance.
I'm more into cultural activities. But I find great joy in analyzing poems or song lyrics, interpreting their themes, and finding personal connection within them.
Okay.
So I think literature is not just only about writing, it's about finding the beauty of expression and
in every form.
in every
of
form,
creative,
yes.
Creative writing. So wonderful to know. This is something I didn't know that one can do also, right? So Shifa, tell me, what kind of works do you write? You said that you have engaged into writing, but now you have grown. Yeah, you have grown from that standard to that kind of writing to what you do now. So what kind of serious writing are you doing?
I have not really stick to any specific genre. I write about anything and everything.
Okay.
I am basically a sky admirer.
Okay.
So most of my pieces are related to the sky, and then I was a patient of depression. So during that phase I wrote few poems, and once I battled with it and emerged successful, I wrote poems on my own success journey as well.
Wonderful.
So that's how things evolved.
Sky has an limitless horizon. Does that occur to you that, you know, we say that you have to aim for the sky because it is limitless.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes,
so
ma'am.
does that, so when you say that you write works on, what actually attracts you about the sky? I mean, the sky has so many things in it, right?
The different colors of the sky, it fascinates me a lot. I mean, the sky comes in pretty pink colors as well, and ravenous blue colors as well. So it shows me that the sky can be as soft as a cotton candy and as harsh as a storm. So that's how, like, I get motivated by the sky, that I can be that, like, depiction of the sky in my personal life as well, that I can choose my own color. I can be soft, at the same time I can also be strong enough.
Depending on situations. But the sky, there's also something called the night sky.
Yes, ma'am.
Like, you know, because ever since many poets that we know of, you know, from the classical age, they've always written about, say, the moon especially, or the starry nights, etc. So did you ever go into the night sky also?
I do admire the night sky, but then I am a much more admirer of the evening sky. When the hues of the sky keep changing, that's what attracts me the most.
Wonderful to know that. What about you, Arman? What have you been writing?
Yes, ma'am. I also don't have any particular form of genre, but I've tried sonnets, but I've come to understand that sonnets usually need music. Which I'm not good at, so so I just stick to whatever I can, like any form or structure that I feel like doing. I tried my best to do that, but also at the same time, like, I've always been influenced. I've always admired William Wordsworth's works, but his English and his he has had one of the most prominent poets of all time. So trying to master his language, it's very hard. So instead, I also read John Milton's poems, which he mostly writes about his strong will and determination, especially during his ups and downs, and during his battles throughout his lifetime, and also while he was blind. He wrote the poem on his blindness. So he always had the willpower to get himself back up. So and he did that through poetry. So I tried I tried to do the same thing. I tried to whenever I have some form of depression, I just write it down, and I also try to find the ways, the possible solutions for the problems, and I jot it down at the end of the poetry.
Okay, we'll come back to you again, and let me bring in Aurini. What have you been writing? What is your kind of inspiration? He said Wordsworth, Milton, etc. What about you?
So I'm also into poetry. The poet that inspires me is John Keats.
Okay.
So when I came here to Shillong for my studies, And when I saw the mesmerizing sunset,
John Keats is one romantic poet,
yes,
right?
romantic poet, yeah.
Okay.
So his way of admiring nature, that thing touches me the most. When I came here in Shillong, and I was mesmerized by the scenic beauty, and in my hostel, there's a terrace up there, and I always go there and see the sunsets. That's the best part of the day for me. So when one day when I was looking the view, the first thing that struck my mind was the poem "A Thing of Beauty" by John Keats. As if he was born here in Shillong, he would have surely written that poem, "A Thing of Beauty," by looking at that mesmerizing sunset.
Yeah,
So
that's true. That's true.
that's
Because
the-
most of the young minds, whenever we have spoken, they said that they have always been inspired, of course, by poets of yesteryears, but also nature, their culture, their tradition, right? Because there's so much in the Northeast that is so overwhelming and so can give us so many things to think about, and that can be expressed and put down. But one thing that really, I thought it touched me is that both of you especially said that you go through sometimes the downs of life, and poems and writing them, jotting them down uplifts you.
Yes.
Now, this is very common, I feel, amongst so many minds that have spoken before also. So, Arman, what actually is troubling the youth of today?
Actually, ma'am, mostly it's the job factor, because many of the students, the young people are aspiring to do well in life. They have specific aims. They usually aim high, but because of maybe factors such as overpopulation, and also
competition,
competition
maybe,
is also there, and so that's why mostly it stems from the household as well. Once you reach a certain age, if you don't have a job, you're not treated with this same level of respect,
and you feel that you're left behind.
Yes.
So you are always under pressure.
Yes, it's always under pressure.
I think the studies also gives you a lot of, because there's so much is happening in academics, right? There's so much of pressure, so much to deadlines to be met, right? So what is your thought?
The urge to fit into the rat and cat race that is going on. This urge to be the perfect one in the society, and be not drawn back by any
But who is really pressurizing you? Does it come from society at large, or does it come from the family?
Ma'am, it comes in general. We cannot just specify as family or as society.
Okay, peer pressure is there also?
Peer pressure is there, and then it comes in general, the urge to be the perfect one, the urge to not accept criticism, because criticism mostly doesn't come in the form of constructive criticism. It just criticizes you to make you feel bad. So the urge to not let you yourself go into that. So that's what makes us
So does it mean, Aurani, that the youth of today are a little too sensitive? When we grew up, nothing really. We were like having rhino's skin, nothing really would affect us. We would go back. But nowadays, are the youth of today also a little too sensitive, and that is why it affects and bothers so many things to them?
Yeah, it actually is. Social media plays a great role here.
Okay.
So all are, so much,
there's so much, everybody is showcasing themselves, right?
Showcasing themselves, actually. So everyone tries to be
the best.
So everyone tries to be the best, everyone tries to be in the first position. So I think...
so you also feel that you need to therefore also be like them?
Yeah, actually it is. Because our generation actually, how our generation, children of our generation, they are they try so hard to fit into the society.
Okay.
So that's the thing that makes them depressed and pressurized.
Yeah, that's odd, because you know, I think we are so influenced by the social media, as you said. There's so much everybody is doing, so you also feel that you also have to, otherwise you are behind the scene.
Yeah.
So you need to be also like them. But I think we must understand that everybody is different. Everybody has different capacity, and everybody is special. So why do we need to fit in all the time?
That mentality has somewhere been set down into us. We constantly feel the urge to like set into the benchmark set by the other people in the society, to get like to fit into the trends set by the society as a whole. So that's what keeps us like striving for it more and more.
So I think this is just a phase, let me tell you, but this also will pass, and you all will then realize that, oh my, why did I actually, you know, why was I struggling so much? So now, coming back to your works again, what you write, does it really help? Like when you are penning things down, as you say, because most of the youth I see, they're so isolated with their phone, right? So when you pen down your thoughts into poems and other, does it really help, Arman?
Yes, it does help, because sometimes, like as we said earlier, social media sometimes can be very toxic, and also like nowadays we always engage, the youth especially always engage with their phones 24/7.
Right.
So yeah, and some point poetry gives me a form of escape from all of it.
Okay.
So yeah, it also gives me some time to reflect on myself, on my actions and my life as a whole. So yeah, it does help, because once I release my feelings there, I do get some kind of motivation, because yeah, well, I do jot down the most depressing things, but like at the end of every poem there's always a solution. Like there's always
so you find
light at the
your
end
own
of the tunnel.
solution.
Yes,
that's nice. That's one way of also dealing with yourselves, right? With the situations you are in. So let's go ahead and now listen to some of your works. So let's start with you, Shifra. What have you brought for us?
Everything I write is a love letter to the things I cannot touch. And you, my dear sky, with your colossal arms welcoming me till doomsday, you're ambrosial. You're convivial when you show up in the slight stain of pink and purple. You're even more angelic and calmly when you turn on your cherry pink hue. But you look like a dreamboat when you come in all your colors and assure everyone that their sky has their own hue and blush. You do look exquisite in all these hues, but oh my dear sky, when you come in that ravenous version of you, with jingle lurid clouds, all rummaging amongst themselves, when you come in that ashy, dappled look, when you come with all your valor and moxie, you look even more opulent and ravish. When you come in inky nebulous shades, screaming of your firmness, fortitude, and efficacy, you look even more ravishing. You are dynamic, you are sturdy, you are everything, dear sky. How I love you, sky, how I love you.
Wonderful. I think you've really been admiring the sky, I tell you, because in all its hues, and you found meaning in all of its colors.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. I really thoroughly enjoyed. Tell us, you know, if you what would you like to present, Arman, for us?
Okay, ma'am. Like I said, I used to write a lot of stuffs, but also like I never failed to admire the people who have always been there for me during my hardest times. So yeah, this is one such poem which I've written to a special person.
Okay.
So yeah, it will not be a depressing poem, but it's like a sort of admiration for the person who has always stuck by me through the worst of times.
Yeah, and I think you have told me that you write in multiple language.
Yes.
You write in Khasi as well.
Yes, I do, ma'am.
Yeah, in English and Khasi.
In English and Khasi as well.
Okay, so
So I'll go ahead with the English first.
Right.
Okay, so the poem is titled "I Am Your Suitcase." I am your suitcase, where you can keep all your dreams, old and new, all your clothes, many or few. My heart is there, you said. You can take me anywhere. But where can I take you when I'm staying home, watching the stars and breathing alone? My life, you said, has been fraught with pain. Your words comfort me, your counsel remains. I am your suitcase, where you can keep all your clothes, all your hurts, and keep a hold, big or small. I am your suitcase, you can store all your tears, all your smiles, all your cares in a pile. Zip it up, take it up, and travel far across the miles. I am but old and dusty on the road. You take me home into your heart. Therefore, I am your suitcase. You can keep all your memories, all your dreams. I am your suitcase, you're my queen. My heart is big, there's so much space for your family and friends and your lovely face. A heart that's true, I'll keep for you. My heart is your suitcase, if you'll embrace. I am your suitcase, I lay at your feet, waiting for you while you're on the street, watching over you as you're asleep. Whenever I see you, my heart skips a beat. I am your suitcase, there is space for all your hopes, for all your dreams, all your dresses, all your jeans, all your makeups, all your creams. All I ask is take my heart. This suitcase you should never part, for my heart is there, it's always there, and you can take me anywhere.
Wonderful. So, suitcase is a metaphor.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah?
Yes.
All right. I'll not ask you who's the special person,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Okay. So, let's come to you, Aurini. What is it that you're going to read out for us?
As I said that I was mesmerized by the sunset.
Right.
And so I'm going to read, actually it's a personal analysis on the poem A Thing of Beauty.
Okay.
And,
Joy Forever. Okay.
and its relation with the scenic beauty of Shillong.
Oh, how lovely. Go ahead.
John Keats, a central figure in the Romantic movement, is known for his deep appreciation of nature, beauty and human emotion. His works often reflect a belief that beauty has the power to transcend life's hardships, offering comfort and relief. A Thing of Beauty is one of his most celebrated poems, embodying his romantic ideals. In it, Keats illustrates how beauty is not merely a fleeting experience, but an enduring source of joy and inspiration. The poem's verses reflect his conviction that beauty in its all forms offer refuge from the harsh realities of life. This connection between beauty and solace is something I experienced personally when I came to Shillong, a city whose natural beauty felt like a living embodiment of Keats' philosophy. When I first arrived in Shillong to pursue my higher studies, I was captivated by its stunning landscapes. As I gazed upon the breathtaking sunsets and the mist-filled hills, it felt as if Keats' words were coming to life before my eyes. The line, "A thing of beauty is a joy forever," immediately sprang to my mind. The city's beauty, much like the beauty Keats described in his poem, wasn't just a visual experience. It was an emotional and spiritual one. It provided a sense of peace and comfort that helped me through a time of personal difficulty. Keats writes, "It will never pass into nothingness, but still will keep a bower quiet for us, and a sleep full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing." These lines speak of how beauty, once discovered, stays with us and offers a quiet refuge. In Shillong, this refuge became tangible. The first rays of sunlight gently entering my room at dawn felt like nature's way of embracing me, reminding me that despite the challenges I faced, there was still beauty to appreciate. The cool, soothing breeze that accompanied me on my walks through the city felt like a constant reminder of the quiet comfort that nature, like Keats' poetry, could offer. Beyond the sunsets and misty hills, the city's beauty reveals itself in everyday moments. The fresh smell of pine trees after rainfall, the gentle rustling of leaves on a quiet afternoon, the occasional melody of a local Khasi song drifting through the air. Keats writes, "And such too is the grandeur of the dooms we have imagined for the mighty dead, all lovely tales that we have heard or read." This grandeur, the sense of something greater, is ever present in Shillong's natural beauty. Whether it's walking through the Wards Lake with its mirror-like reflections of the sky, or seeing the delicate interplay of mist and sunshine over Shillong Peak, the city feels like an endless source of inspiration. The small details of daily life here, hearing the faint sound of distant church bells, seeing the soft golden glow of streetlights reflected on wet pavements after evening rain, or feeling the gentle warmth of a cup of tea while gazing at the hills, mirror the enduring nature of beauty that Keats describes. The moments are never lost, they stay with you, providing comfort long after the experience has passed. The poem's message that beauty helps us endure life's struggle has been especially meaningful to me in Shillong. When I first arrived, I was dealing with personal challenges, feeling isolated, away from my family and burdened with worries. Yet the natural beauty of the city helped elevate those feelings. Keats writes, "Therefore on every morrow are we wreathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth." For me, Shillong became that flowery band, binding me not only to the physical beauty around me, but also a sense of inner peace. Keats believed in the transformative power of beauty, and that belief has been mirrored in my experience here. Despite the isolation and struggles I initially faced, the beauty of Shillong kept me grounded and reminded me that life, in all its complexity, is still filled with moments of joy. The sunsets that felt unreal, the misty hills that seemed like something out of a dream, and even the everyday sights and sounds of the city, all these aspects of Shillong resonate with the poem's essence. Keats believed that some shape of beauty moves away the pearl from our dark spirits became a reality for me here. In conclusion, the essence of a thing of beauty is reflected in Shillong's scenic beauty and its everyday wonders.
Wonderful. I think it is an article that you have just read, okay? All right, so we are actually running out of time, but there was so much more that I actually wanted to speak, but then you all have taken literature. So what is the future ahead of you? Shifa, what is it that you wish to pursue, and how well do you want to continue with your talent that you have, that is in writing?
I want to take up masters in English literature. After that, go for my further studies, and then go into the line of academics. I want to be a teacher by profession, and once I get into my job and then settle in, I want to start writing books.
Oh, books. Yeah. Okay, wonderful. What about you, Aman? Because I think you do have for us a Khasi piece also,
yes,
right?
I do.
I will definitely ask you to read it out. But then, how has literature helped hone your words better? You know, because what you said earlier, classical writers, they used different ways of expressing themselves. But today's modern day poems and the way they write are pretty different. So, how has literature helped you?
In a way, ma'am, like. To describe the present day, like poets, like nowadays, like technology has taken over. So yeah, books and poems have gone to the background. So no one usually reads books nowadays. It's very hard unless you're a student. No one will read books. So yes, ma'am. So even the poems that are produced nowadays, they are usually not as impactful as the classical ones, because the ones which were produced during the classical times, like they can write poems for a living. They can also like earn huge fame and reputation through those poems.
And we can still relate to them even up to this day, right?
Yeah, we can still do that, ma'am. And but as for nowadays, it's very hard to come across most prominent poets to the level of a Wordsworth or Shakespeare. And I think the closest poet that I can say I admire, modern day poet, living poets, is like Sir Kanpam Singh Nokanri. Yeah, he's just one of the most prominent poets out there. He also came to our college once, and his poems are admirable, and
you feel connected to his
poems.
Okay, all right. I mean, I wish I really could go on. Do you have, Shifa, any small work that you would want to read out for us quickly?
Yes, sure.
Yeah. So before we conclude, I mean, both of you, and then we'll end with Arman also, because I did promise that you would be reading a Khasi poem of yours as well. So with that, we will conclude. So quickly, Shifa, read out something for us.
You dare not call me alluring and elegant until you have been mundanely intimate with all my wounds and scars, scars that soar to last till my existence, scars that fossilized me from within. You dare not call me gutsy and chivalrous until you have witnessed me as a nocturnal critter throttling myself with the pillow, until you have seen me break down just like a bottle of fine wine thrown from a cliff. You dare not call me impeccable and unblemished until you have seen me within and out, until you have spent the night with me in exhaustive obscurity.
Wonderful. All right. So, Arman, as we wrap up, what is it that you would quickly want to read out for us?
As I mentioned earlier, what I'm going to present right now is a piece which won me my first trophy.
Okay.
And yeah, it was also organized by Prasar Bharati and KHDC.
And that was long time ago, though.
It was like 9 years ago, ma'am.
Ah, okay,
So I was still in class 5
Did
that
you did
time.
you improve on it over the years?
Yes, I did, ma'am.
Okay, so go ahead,
So
present it, please.
I'll just present it. So it is regarding the Omkra River.
Right.
Okay, so I'll just say it. This poem is in Khasi, just to add it up. Okay, the title of the poem is Kowa Omkra. Kowa Omkra, Kowa Omkra. Ban pet yapa, mentangam la. Shano ki basngur clear clear. Ki do karu bajingi shir shir. Mentapat te tang kajing sma, bat ki jabo ki yai sawa. Ki plastik nyot ki lang saudong. Ki nyot babran ki sma yukong. Manopat ban penkuit pat yapa. Katne kajing jaklia. Ki brio ki nang yai brat ki jaklia. Ban penkuit pat kim isalia. Nga kami lenti bandon kiwe. Ki ba pikir jing ko jing plea. Ban say labut labor baro. Ban penlong wa kabayo raro.
Wonderful. I mean, I really thoroughly understood it is about the Waumkra. Where has your beauty gone? Because we as humans have destroyed you totally, right? And it is our responsibility, I think, to bring back Waumkra to its pristine form that it was once upon a time. You know, I mean, as I said, that you all are wonderful students, wonderful, you know, individuals in your own right, and I'm sure that you will have so much more in the future. Thank you, Shifa, Arman, as well as Aurini for coming to the studio and sharing with us your thoughts. And I wish you tons of good luck and all the very best in whatever you do in your life. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well then, my dear viewers, that was our three budding poets, I should say, once again in our program In Conversation with Young Minds. I hope you've enjoyed being in this program once again. Until next time, from the four of us here and the entire team working in the background, it is goodbye.